Zion, I'm the home. Zion, I'm the home. Happy home, happy home, happy home. I'm a Zion, I'm the home. I'm a Zion, I'm the home. If you miss me, don't come searching, no. You don't find me, no. You know, say me gone, I'm home. I say me happy, happy home. Happy home. I'm a Zion, I'm the home. Zion, I'm the home. I'm a Zion, I'm the home. Zion, 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 Zion. From here, the voice. Alex Source and the wife here. Come on, right. There is a home. Oh, golden city. Right mansion away spill. In the sky. Oh, you can enter this golden city. Just repent and be baptized. There is a home, no golden city, right mansion awaits in the sky. Oh, you can enter the golden city. Yeah. Just repent and be there is a home, there is a home, there is a home, a happy paradise. There is a home, there is a home. Oh, there is a home.
Good night to you, Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique, the rest of the Eastern Caribbean. Once again, it is time for Talking Points. My name is Sheldon Scott, here with you up until the 10 o'clock hour. Saying a special good night to all the listeners wherever you are. Those of you listening locally, regionally, internationally. Deshaun, good night. Good night, Deshaun. See, Uncle Sheldon did remember. Good night to you, Xavier. Zayla, good night. Zoe, good night. Neela and Namara, good night to you. Denise out there in Long Island, Huntington, good night to you. Brandon, good night to you. All of the listeners and viewers via Facebook and YouTube, good night. I'm not going to go over the full list tonight, but just saying a special good night to each and every one of you. The listeners via 91.9, 91.5. And of course, our prayers go out to the families that lost their homes today out there in St. Patrick, here in Chantemelle. From the indication, 17 individuals, 5 homes destroyed during that fire this morning. Yes, it was morning time this morning out there in Chantemelle. So again, our prayers go out to the families. Mr. Vernon Joseph, good night to you, sir. Mrs. Yoland Bain Hosford, good night to you. No, yeah, folks, remember St. Andrew Southwest Constituency Branch, they're having a breakfast sale in Grenville on Saturday. I'll get more information. I haven't seen the updated information coming in relation to that one. So let's go over them right now. Yeah, there's the breakfast sale taking place by the St. Patrick. Let me pull this one up here. Yeah, let me pull up the thing when I'm talking about them thing. Right. Breakfast sale. That's by the St. Patrick West Constituency Branch. They're having that taking place this Saturday on the Sates bus terminal. And of course, you're going to get cocoa tea, Tanya log, fruit juice, salt, fish, smoked herring, stewed turkey, roasted and fried bakes. You're going to get all of that there, yeah, right? So bring out the family and friends. Traditional food, they're starting from 6 a.m. That's at the St. Patrick West Constituency Branch. The St. Patrick West Constituency Branch of the New National Party. They are having that breakfast sale taking place at the Sates bus terminus, and that will be taking place this Saturday from 6 a.m. All right. Yes. So, folks, remember the eye clinic is still ongoing at the youth center. They start at 9 daily. They finish at 4. Free eye care medications, free reading glasses, sunglasses, and so on. That's sponsored by Roy Vincent in partnership with the Alliance of American and Jamaican Humanitarians. All right, so that is taking place at the Youth Center, and it ends on Thursday, so try to get in before then. All right, this Saturday as well, the NNP St. George Northeast Women's Arm, that women's arm, real walking at St. George Northeast Women's Arm, you know, yes, man. That is thing, that I like to see the thing, yeah, man. Right, so from 6 a.m. this Saturday, they're having their breakfast Easter edition. Right, so they have it, you could get it at 10, you're getting the 12, you're getting the 15. Let me go over that again. You could get 10, 12, and 15. Right, location in front of Republic Bank on Melville Street. That's taking place this Saturday. All right, so right in front of Republic Bank. So in case you have a Republic Bank telecard, you may be able to go in Republic Bank, withdraw sufficient funds, and come out and purchase. Just in case, Cooperative Bank have a teller machine just a stone's throw away right at the NIS building. You could go withdraw and you could do what you have to do. And then just a few steps towards the tunnel direction, Ariza have their teller machines there. Don't worry. By time Saturday, Ariza good to go. All right? Ariza may be done good to go already. So you'll be able to withdraw and do what you have to do. So that is the St. George Northeast Women's Arm. They've got that breakfast sale taking place this Saturday in front of the Republic Bank on Melville Street. All right, so looking forward to that one. Also on Saturday, PD4 of the New National Party Village Group, yeah, up there in St. David, they are going to be having their breakfast sale, and that's breakfast luncheon sale. That's going to be at Volley Gap in Windsor Forest, next to Paul's shop, and that's starting from 11 a.m. Barbecue pigtail, they have barbecue chicken, they have green salad, they have bread rolls, they have drinks on sale. It's going to be a nice one, huh? So head on out there. That's the PD4 Village Group of the St. David's branch of the New National Party. They're having their barbecue lunch and sale, and that's taking place in Volley Gap, Windsor Forest. And remember, that's right by Paul's shop. Nice. So make sure and check that one out. Next on New Dimensions, they're having their cake sale. That cake sale is taking place this Saturday at the Panyard. All right, this Saturday at the Panyard. In case you want more information, call them on 406-6519. That's 406-6519. They have delectable assortment of homemade cakes at the Panyard. Yeah, they're all kind of nice cake, velvet cake, this cake, that cake. If you want silk cake, you might find it there and all. Man, watch, I know who baking them cake, and the thing will be real nice. Head on out next on New Dimension, so you could pick up your cake and thing. You get your breakfast, your cake for a little snack later on. You go up in Windsor Forest, you get lunch because you get your barbecue and that kind of thing. And if you're heading up further, you could go over to St. Patrick and thing, or you could get your breakfast there and you come down. Whichever way, you go work, right? Then remember, folks, Easter Sunday, this coming Sunday, it's the NNP Big Lime. It's going to be taking place at the Grand Mall playing field from 11 a.m. That's this coming Sunday. All right, activities, they're going to have music, games, food and drinks on sale as well. So that's taking place at the Grand Mall playing field this Sunday. All right, this Sunday from 11 a.m. All right, looking forward to seeing you there. Contact your local representatives to your constituency about transportation and so maybe a few people could jump up whatever the cost and so and decide that they're making a bus to go. Yeah, you could do that. All right, D&G in conjunction with the NNP present the garden party. That's taking place coming Monday, Easter Monday. It starts at 5 p.m. I ain't putting ending time now. Let's say 11. Yeah, next thing I hear 12:30. All kind of thing. Tell you when man start to shake leg and thing day. All right, so that's taking place at 1 Shaney Lane, Lansapine, St. George. Tickets single $300, and for couples that's going to be $500. Exotic food prepared by a professional chef and premium drinks. Yeah, so you're going to get nice drinks. And you're also getting exotic food, all kind of food and thing. I know, maybe they might have alligator and all. I know. They say exotic, all kind of thing. All right. So that's the garden party taking place this Easter Monday. And it's going to be at 1 Shaney Lane, Lansapine, St. George. So right after the University Club in Lansapine, you'll find the place right there. Go hear the music, you'll see the vehicle and thing. Right. So you head on down there. That's taking place. All right. And then this one is in April. Around the 21st, you have the Spring Fever Brunch with a pop of color. That's taking place at 302 East 91st Street, Brooklyn, New York, 11212, Lenox and Clarkson. All right. So head on out to that one. They're going to have the menu, $25 for any of the mixes there. So you have Escovitch fish, barbecue chicken, curry chicken, stew pork, rice and peas, roll rice, cuckoo, lau mein, macaroni pie, stew, peas, garden salad. Watch, you get me hungry just reading that one, you know. All you get me hungry just reading that one. Right, so let me see here. Contact Nisha. Yeah, let me see how to contact Nisha and them here. Nisha at 347-68-83-1997. Jacinta at 917-615-4918. Wilson at 917-754-1319. And Tanti Merlin at 718-419-5039. Yeah, so those are just some of the announcements we have for tonight. Yes, folks, and we're going to give it a little later again. We're going to go back into those announcements a little later again. All right, nice. 440-7377 is the number. We're going to take a call or two. If it's quick, we can take our one or two calls before we bring on our guests. We're going to be bringing on our guests at 8:30. Tonight we will be joined by a good man, a honorable man. Yes, Mr. Oliver Joseph. Yeah, I see all kind of people they open left, right, all kind of. Just know they go open a tin of corned beef in St. David and they open left, right, and center. Yeah, folks, and yeah, excuse the voice. You know what happens every now and again with me. Yeah. Now, one of the things that came out from the activity they had Saturday, and we're still trying to figure what activity they really had in Corinth at the housing project on Friday. Yeah, Friday's activity. I said Saturday, but it's Friday's activity. One of the things that came out from there is with I think it's about 224 or so houses. Out of that, only 150 people got the documents to go to the bank and approach the banks and credit union and so to get funding to purchase the homes. 150 out of the 200 and so. Only 60 out of that 150 people were approved by a financial institution to be able to purchase one of the units. So only 60. You have 200 and something units, but only 60 people were able to secure funding. 150 went, 60 were able to secure the financing to be able to purchase one of the units. And only 30 out of those 60 people went to the next stage, which was at the time that announcement was made on Friday and all that was taking place on Friday. Only 30 out of the 60 people took the opportunity to go and view the apartments, and so then to move to the next stage, which would be they have to go and sign up, and they have to go and do the money has to be transferred. And then there's so many stages under this thing due to the Condominium Act. There's so many things under the Condominium Act that lead with this thing. It's amazing. We've got a call online. Hello, good night.
Hi, Sheldon. Good night.
Hi, good night.
The eye clinic is not taking anybody no more. Yesterday they had 1,500 people.
They had how much yesterday?
1,500.
Wow.
And they only could do 200 a day.
I think we overdo it on the program then.
so they give out 800 cards.
Mm-hmm.
That's for the 4 days.
But that speaks to something, that speaks to a deficiency within the system that so many people have to depend on that 1,500 you said yesterday, Wow. Okay. Hello? Okay, it seems as though he's gone. Yes, so the eye clinic, the caller said the eye clinic, they're taking no more people, apparently. So they had an oversubscription. They were supposed to be seeing at least 200 people a day, but 1,500 went yesterday. So he's saying, for those of you that may not have heard what he said clearly, they are no longer taking any more because they had to actually give out cards for people to come back. Wow, 800 cards. My goodness. But it says, therefore, that something is taking place when it comes to eye care. You remember back in the days, you had things like Miracle Eye with Venezuela and Cuba and all this thing. People used to leave Grenada and go to Cuba to do their operations and so on when it came to eye care. But now it seems as though there's a problem when it comes with that issue right now. All right, so 440-7377. We'll take your calls quickly before we bring on our guest tonight. And yeah, so again, let me give you those figures again, because these are figures coming out from the government of Grenada. This is not Sheldon making up his own thing. These are figures coming out from the government of Grenada. Out of the 200 plus houses, apartments available, only 150 recipients got the documents to go to the banks and so on. We have a call online. Hello, good night.
Good night, sir.
Yes, sir.
That is bad information that Mr. gave you there. That man gave me bad information. I was there today. I left there about 11 o'clock. I got attendance, and they had very few people there today after 2 o'clock, and they're going till Thursday. I talked to one of the doctors, and they're going ahead till Thursday. Mm-hmm. They did give card yesterday for today, but they didn't give card this morning.
No, but he did say yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah, but what he's saying there that they're going till Thursday. Then people say they didn't know Friday's a holiday. They're going till Thursday. So that man giving you bad information.
Okay.
Okay, I could think that. I'm giving you bad information.
All right.
Okay?
Thank you.
All right.
No problem.
Don't take the information at all.
Okay. But I did hear from a second source yesterday that yesterday had been oversubscribed and they had given cards to people to come back and that sort of thing. So I was unaware of what took place today. All I know is that the opportunity was there. And as we do on this program, with the opportunity, we ask people to try and make use of the opportunity as much as possible. All right? 440-7377. That's 440-7377. That's the number for you to call and get onto the inside. And you know what? Let me go through to make sure that I'm getting our guest on okay with us tonight. I'm not sure if he'll be able to come on via video. I am not sure. I'm going to try to bring him on via video, but I am not sure because I know his device on his end has a problem. So I will try to bring him on via video. Let me see. Where is that noise coming from? Oh, this one I'm making noise here. All right. Let me silence that one, and then we go take it from here. All right. Nice. So let me take this song. while I get the listener online with us, yeah?
And he promised to help me write the Kaiso, but he never showed up. I ain't worrying. I know why. It's defined as a special occasion where special people make big money donation. But me as a commoner, I was never invited in one. They were all held by a special host, a little maga man, he loved to boast, known as the first Jesus in Grenada. So this country bound to prosper. But the first thing common about them gala, they were never about Grenada, was about the PM, his popularity and his party. So you could guess who made all the money. You want plain more than a hostess, fooled us to believe you are doing the nation's business. I evaluated your loyalty, you always put your party before the country.
Yes, indeed, and we have a caller online. Good night.
Good night.
Hi, good night. Go right ahead, caller.
Good night. Good night. What are you talking about? They didn't give no card to the icon.
Mm-hmm.
Take names. And they take 400 names to do.
Caller, you have to speak up a bit because I'm quite sure that the listeners can.
They take 400 names today for tomorrow, please God.
Okay, so they're still taking
you understand?
names.
They take 400 names today because I was there. I went there too. Right?
Okay.
And they say they're taking 400 names today for tomorrow, please God. And after tomorrow, if they do over 200, they will take 50. They will take some more.
Okay.
You understand?
All right.
They didn't give no. The first day they give ticket, but today they didn't give no ticket. They just take names and they say, "Come tomorrow, please God." Good night.
All right. Thank you. Yes, indeed. So I think we got a little more clarity in relation to that. In relation to that. The bottom line is you could still take the chance and go down and see if you get through. I think that is what we're saying, right? You could still take the chance and go down and see if you get through. All right, let me see if I can get our guest on as I did promise.
Danger. Acting prime ministers like sand on the seashore. He gone in another gala down so.
And let's take this call. Hello, good evening.
Hi, good night, Sheldon. Good night, Talking Points family.
Good night, nurse. How are you?
I'm okay. Sheldon, I just wanted to tell the rest of the people that didn't get through with the eye clinic, with the eye clinic. Don't get frustrated. The Grenada nurses will be having a medical mission sometime in October. For those who didn't get through, they have a second chance. They can go to the clinic at the hospital and get screened. And if they need any cataract surgery or so, they can be asked to be placed on the list. So that when we come down, they'll be on the list and we'll be able to take care of some of them.
That's wonderful. All right, nurse. So we're looking forward to that one. Remind us when you're all coming down again.
Yes, I'll let you know.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
No problem.
All right.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye.
All right. Folks, that's one of our resident nurses. We have a few resident nurses. That's one of our resident nurses. All right. So I am trying to connect now with I'm trying to connect now with our guest for tonight.
Too much corruption in the promoting.
So let me just check and make sure that the guest is hearing me. Hello, good night.
Yeah, good night.
Yes, all right. So I know that you're hearing me properly. So how are things?
All right, not too bad at all.
All right.
You know?
So folks, we have on with us, we're trying a different technology tonight. We have on with us, I still say the Honorable Oliver Joseph, you know. I still say the Honorable Oliver Joseph. Are you hearing me clearly?
Yes, I am.
Okay, wonderful. Yes, folks. So we have on with us Mr. Oliver Joseph, and we're going to be speaking a bit about St. David's tonight. So how have you been, sir?
Well, keeping busy. Yes, still very active in the constituency. A lot of people still calling on me for assistance. And that's just the nature of the politics now. They need people to listen to them. And therefore they call on me a lot.
Okay, something is giving us a feedback, though. I'm not sure if there's another device on. We're getting a
I'm listening to you and the laptop.
Oh yeah, so you may have to mute the laptop for a bit while we have that conversation.
Oh, so mute the laptop?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, once you mute that, we're good to go. So
No, I haven't muted it yet.
Okay, yeah, we realize we're just giving you the chance to mute the laptop. Once the laptop is muted, we're good to go. Yes, folks, and we are speaking with Mr. Oliver Joseph here. We're speaking with Mr. Oliver Joseph, and we're having a little discussion. As I said, we're trying out new technology tonight. You know, we just do all kind of things on talking points.
Yeah. Yes.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So that should.
Are you getting the feedback still?
No, we're not getting it now.
Right.
We're very clear.
Yeah. That was because I was listening to you on my laptop.
Okay, great. But we know you listen on a nightly basis too, huh? Yes, sir. So you were telling us about what is going on in St. David. Now, we know that when you demitted office in 2022, there were several projects going on. What has been taking place with the projects, the little roads you were doing and drain here and there and one or two other things? Have they been completed? What has been taking place?
No, a lot of them still on hold. For example, as you know, we placed lights at the Malmont playing field, and the construction of a pavilion. I started that early in 2022. So there was about 6 months work that went into it, and this government came and did absolutely nothing to complete the pavilion. And the cricketers, they're going to start a competition there. And they came to me and said, well, what's going on with the pavilion? I said, well, you have to ask the current representative, because all the money was budgeted for this pavilion. And it's real sad to see that almost 2 years and absolutely no work was done on this pavilion for the benefit of the people. Mm-hmm. Because Malmont usually attract large crowds when you have football or cricket there, because it is in the community. It is centered in the community, and therefore you have a lot of community support. And in fact, that is the reason why Malmont was the first playing field to be lighted up, because people usually support come out there and support. So this one is on hold. There are other drains and retaining walls that were not completed, and the big project that we had, the road doing in La Pastor, concrete with drains and everything like that, and yet it has not been completed. So some of the projects are on hold, and I'm not seeing many new projects except for the painting of community centers. That is the only thing I'm witnessing. But in terms of the real projects, take for example the bathroom and toilet project. They launched a new project called WASH, and Belial is supposed to be a pilot project. So they're experimenting with a different formulation. What we did as the NAP government was to budget for it. So we put money in the estimates of revenue and expenditure that was used throughout the country to provide bathroom and toilet facilities for people that need it, because the goal of the NNP was to eradicate pit latrine in Grenada. And we were on track to do that, because in fact, in St. David's, we had 2 work brigades. And when the election came in June of 2022, the 2 brigades had already completed 31 bathroom and toilet throughout St. David's. So at that rate, it would have taken us 2 more years to complete, to provide bathroom and toilet for all the residents in St. David's without such facility. So we had a plan in place which was supported by financing from the government, from taxpayers, and provided full-time employment for young men and women, because we had women in the work brigade as well, working full-time in this program. So it was a way of creating employment and providing this necessity for the poor and vulnerable people of our constituency. Well, the entire Grenada, but focusing now on St. David's. And people welcome that assistance, because there are instances where we had to put a bathroom and toilet, but these people had no running water in their homes. So we had to get water there, because if you build a bathroom and toilet and there's no water, then you cannot use it. So we had to get them connected through the water supply. So imagine what that would do for the family that had pit latrine, and then you have now inside toilet and the bathroom. It was not just toilet alone. Sometimes we heard people talking about building toilet and bathroom for these people. That was done. And so I would like to see, what I would like to see is the program continuing, that the people who are in need, because that's very simple to identify. You don't have to ask who is NNP and NDC or whatever party. You see, you go to visit the place and you see the people do not have it. And that's the criteria for it. As simple as that, That is the criteria for getting the bathroom and toilet. No other consideration was given. So, with all the projects that were done for the lighting of Malmong, the lighting of Lassages, well, that's a big thing. And the sports club, Trailblazers, and the St. David Secondary School, and because the St. David Secondary, every time I go there, you will remember, every time I go there, they will ask for lights.
I remember as parliamentary secretary in the Ministry of Sports, going there, and every time they go, they would say, Senator Scott, lights. Honorable Oliver Joseph, lights. We lights.
So they were very happy indeed when the lights came and transformed. They will look at the training nights under lights, and the cricketers are now playing under the lights. So at Lassages lighted up and made a big difference. And then I lighted up Volley Pasture. That's a small playing field up in Windsor Forest, Vincent's area. It's right behind the shop. People could visit it. When they go there to the luncheon, I heard you announce for Saturday by Paul's shop. Well, it's right there. You just go up in the road there, right behind it. That's Volley Pasture. That was lighted up. I understand that it turned on the light sometime last year. I just happened to hear that the lights were turned on by this government. I was never informed or invited to the like all the other ceremonies that they had, and that is okay once the people are benefiting, because our philosophy is to put people first and ensure that the people benefit. So I not getting an invitation is secondary. The people will use it, make full use of the lights, play the games, and help improve the living standard, living quality in the community, and that is all that matters to me and to the New National Party. So the work that was done in the constituency is quite visible. It's not something that's hidden, it's visible. You could go and see Lassa just light up, you could go and see Malmong, you could go to the Vole pasture, you can see the road, La Pastora, road that was dilapidated for years. Every time I walk through there, people complaining for years, and that's done, so it's visible.
I also remember before you move off the some of the facilities, though I remember before that you also put bathroom changing facilities at some of the playing fields. Bathroom facilities, changing facilities at one or two of the facilities. I seem to remember that being done in your first term.
Yeah, that was in Lassages.
Yeah.
Yes, Lassages. They had a problem there with the toilets there and the connection with the water, and they were having several problems, so we had to bring in the plumbers to rectify the problem. Even where you see the tent is there, the Calypso tent, right behind, that is really on a tennis court, you know. When they came to me seeking permission to erect the tent, they said, okay, but that have to be for a temporary purpose, because we want to develop a tennis court there, and it was supposed to be temporary, but it's there 5 years now, using it, and they only use it around carnival time, or if there is some other event there. But we are really placing emphasis on providing facilities that will engage people, because you see, if you keep people engaged and take them out from the street, then you have less crime in the country, because they are engaged otherwise. And that was the motivating factor behind all these projects at the various community level that we are doing. Well, of course, you know about, the big projects I will leave for last. So that was to just mention the community project. Now, the houses in Corinth.
But before you go to the houses in Corinth, I want to mention a major project that I don't think you take enough credit for, and that's the community center in Beaton that was refurbished and that was supposed to be used as a hub for youth activity in St. David. I don't know what it's being used as now. I don't know if I know the facility was refurbished. The intention was that the Ministry of Youth would have staff that operate youth programs through that youth center, through that as a satellite youth center, community center. What has taken place with it? Have you heard anything about what's going on there?
Right. No, it was called the Business Development Center. And thanks for reminding about, you see, I did so many projects there. I know you listeners will be counting and say, well, you forget this one, you forget this one. Well, obviously, I just relying on memory now, you know. So it was called the Business Development Center, which the Ministry of Youth would use to train people, you know, in developing business plan, how to do proper accounting, prepare financial statement. Noble idea. All the facilities totally renovated. Toilet facilities, office, classroom, and everything painted over, the roof changed, and is there. I'm not sure if it's been used as a business development center right now.
Not from what I hear.
Yeah, but that is what it was intended to. And of course, I say I was leaving back some of the big ones. So the fire station. Brand new fire station with all this facility, living accommodation for the firemen built there. The fire truck ordered already, but almost 2 years now. I have not seen the fire truck arrive in St. David's, but the facility is there and it's open to the public. They can see it. So I will hope that very soon we'll have a fire truck station in this lovely facility at the St. David's police station.
And indeed, because we've had some serious fires in St. David over the last over the last 2 years. We've had some serious fires in St. David. I remember one, 3 homes being lost. You have other situations, quite a few fires. And having a fire station in St. David, as you had envisioned, may have been able to save 1 or 2 of those homes, especially those where multiple homes burnt.
Yeah, because right now, the fire truck must come from Grenville or St. George's to come down to St. David's. But if you have it right there, located in the central St. David's, then quick response, short distance could save the building. And that's why it was necessary to construct this fire station there so that we can have a fire truck based there to respond to fires in St. David's.
Now you've mentioned that one, and we, since we in that zone, we will go down the hill a bit and we will go back by the houses now. Give us the rundown on the houses. In 2005, if my memory serves correct, and you'll correct me if I'm wrong, you were the permanent secretary in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs at the point.
2006.
2006, right?
Yes, 2006.
So
I was in the ministry in 2005, but I became permanent secretary in 2006.
Yes, but you were in the ministry when the change took place. Yeah,
I was in the ministry in 2006. I became permanent secretary. So I'm aware of the agreement that was signed between China, the People's Republic of China, and Grenada. And in the document, which is still there, the current minister could look at it. 2,000 houses stated there boldly. 2,000.
So why is this administration keep saying that that's the end of it? It's just 1,000 houses, and now the Chinese have fulfilled?
Yeah, because what they did, they asked to give up. They said they made a proposal, which was very foolish anyway, to give up 1,000 houses to get a stadium. But in the same document, you had the stadium in it plus 2,000 houses. So you didn't have to give up 1,000 houses. So it's 2,000 houses, and you will hear Dr. Mitchell repeating that, because she and former Minister Elvin Nimrod went to China to sign the agreement. They were the one that negotiated it. And when I took over as permanent secretary, I had to make sure that it was implemented in accordance with the agreement signed for the building of the stadium. And we get to the athletic stadium and the cricket stadium built. So there was no need to give up 1,000 houses. The current construction is the government of China completed 1,000 in the allocation of the houses. When you sat in cabinet, and you know when you're in cabinet, you have to be strong to get certain things for your constituency.
You can't back down.
No. When they were considering the allocation of the houses, I say, well, St. David's as the largest constituency. It's not the largest parish, but it's the largest constituency. And therefore, all allocation must be the largest amount. And that's how we got 226 houses in St. David's. And then some members question, where are you going to put it? Where are you going to put it? I say, we have enough lands in St. David's to put it. I will bring you and show you the lands, and we will put them there. And the lands are identified in Corinth, right on top there, and you see the beautiful houses there on top. The houses were intended for low-income individuals who could not go to the bank to get a mortgage to build a house on their own, which means that they had no opportunity of owning that house. And so we took a decision that we'll put a price to the houses, let people know what it would be, and then they will pay as they could afford, pay monthly towards it in order to improve the standard of living. That these are people that come in from board houses with pit latrine, and they putting them in the new house where they have facilities, better facilities there. This government come, even during the campaign, they accuse us of not giving all the house, just leaving them there after it was handed over. And that they said in the campaign, like all the other promises they made, within 1 year of taking office, they will distribute the houses. That's what they said, And when they came in, the Minister of Housing, Minister Philip Telesford, told people they can apply for the houses, which was shocking because you had over 3,000 applicants already, and you have a limited amount of houses. So why ask more? Yes, you had 647, and you have over 3,000. You're still asking people to apply. That doesn't make any sense, because all you have to do, choose. If you're not satisfied with the criteria that was laid down by our government, you set your own criteria, and you said apply, and the houses will be distributed. Lo and behold, the decision was taken by the government not to distribute the house to low-income people, but to sell it. But if you decide to sell, they're putting it out of the reach of poor people. I mean, that's quite obvious, because you'll have to find 50,000 or 75,000 for the 2 bedrooms. So it shattered the hopes of all these poor people who are really looking forward to moving into these houses. And we have the New National Party. That's how we distinguish ourselves as a party that for the working class, and our policies, because you must judge government based on the policies, not based on promise, based on the policies that they have implemented and the philosophy. It's very clear to everyone, whether you're a supporter of NMP or not, that the New National Party had a clear philosophy and to add clear policies aimed at uplifting the poor. And that is why you see so many scholarships were given to people who ordinarily cannot afford to send their children to university. And that is one of the areas that I'm very proud of. All over St. David's I pass now, people are thanking me still for the scholarship that got the children to university, or the children themselves meeting me and said, you remember you gave me a scholarship to go to university? There is one doctor who is now in England practicing from St. David's. And every time she in Grenada, I will know, because her brother will say to me, my sister said she would like to see you, to thank you for the opportunity that was provided to her. And now she's working in one of the leading hospitals in England, coming from a poor family, getting the opportunity. I said, but last year when she came, she already said thanks to me. So I don't need to see her this year. He said, no, she talking about you every day. Because she know that without your assistance, she could not have made it possible. And you find that throughout the constituency. Because you see, when you come from poor family like myself, I got a full scholarship to attend the University of the West Indies. KVL campus. And without that, I would not be able to go. Without that, I could not attend UE. The scholarship covered everything. And so I know and I understand the importance and how significant that is. And this will lift you out of poverty. Education is what will lift you out of poverty. And we have always maintained that in the new National Party, that we should provide opportunities for people who ordinarily cannot afford it. And you will hear the doctors and the engineers who were trained in Cuba talking about, if it was not for the revolution, they will never get the opportunity to go to university to be a doctor or engineer, because no way the parents would pay to send them to a next university without a scholarship. And so that is key and that is core. And we have placed a lot of emphasis in that area of providing training opportunities. So back to the houses now. So I just had to put in this one on the scholarship because I think I am more remembered for that than anything else.
Yes, of course.
So
and you mentioned the scholarships, but before you move off the scholarships though, you're speaking about the scholarships, but I know of many instances where while you say scholarships, the money came out of your pocket itself. It wasn't a scholarship, but you were helping a lot of children to go to school out of your own pocket, not only from government.
That was a regular thing. I was just talking the scholarship was a government program.
Yeah.
But personally, no, you see, again, because I understand.
I could name names and I know a lot.
Yes, every time. And I used to say, well, I wonder, they probably spreading the word around. That if you don't have the books, or if you don't have the school uniform, or if you shoe, because shoe request used to be very regular, go to the parliament, go to Mr. Joseph and he will give you one. Because I had so many requests after, with people coming for school, for assistance, even for internet. They say, well, they can't do the work because they have to pay the internet bill and mommy couldn't pay it, and therefore they were disconnected, and I would have to give them the money to pay for the internet connection, But so the focus was really on helping people to develop, and that ties in with the houses. Now, the ceremony on Friday, the Chinese government already handed over keys to us for all the housing sites. The keys were handed over and was held at Housing Authority. The ribbon was already cut, and in preparation of the handing over. But what I saw on Friday was the cutting of ribbon, the handing over of keys. Well, we passed that stage already. The stage we are at now is where we should be seeing people moving in to the house. That what should be happening there on Friday. You hand in the keys to the people that have been successful in getting the loan to purchase the house, and now you're showing that people are moving in. And you have 226 units there. And from my understanding, nobody could have moved in on Friday because all the necessary paperwork were not completed. And even by the end of this month, the expectation is only about 26 people will move in. So you will still have 200 units vacant. And people are waiting on financial institutions to get the funding. That was never the intention of the houses that were provided to us as a gift from the People's Republic of China. A gift negotiated by the new National Party. That is what the purpose, to give low-income people a chance. The government said they will build houses. Well, that's very good. Because if you have a situation where 647 houses built, but over 3,000 applications, it tells you that there's a dire need for houses in Grenada. People want, yes. In fact, what I did, two companies I approached when I saw the amount of application. I said, why don't you come? Because they were asking me about investment opportunities in Grenada. And I automatically say housing. I said, listen, look at the numbers. And I gave them the figures. If you could build low-cost houses, that will be a big investment, because people will get, and you could build it on their own lands. And if you really want to undertake a big project, then government could provide the lands. You build the houses, so we give you the concession, so the cost of the house will be very affordable to low-income people, very affordable. And two companies were interested in taking up that offer, and we had extensive communication. In fact, one was supposed to visit in May of 2022, but then when we started campaigning and everything, they decided to hold on until after the election. But it would be good if the government could get a private company, or if the government themselves, because the promise is to build the houses, low-income houses, so that more and more people can have their own house that they can call a home for the family, because there is a dire need for it. So they have come, cut the river and do everything, and not one word mentioned about the previous government,
Well, so
Not
at this point, let me ask the question. Were you or were you not invited to the ceremony at Corinth on Friday? Were you invited?
Well, simple answer is no. No, I was not.
Not even my WhatsApp message that say come across?
Not, no, but by no means whatsoever. No medium, whether it's WhatsApp, email, or in the post. By no, in fact, I just heard about it by the side. I heard that they be coming, well, they call it a handing over ceremony, but I didn't see anything handed over. So it was not a handing over ceremony. I didn't hand over anything. So it was to show that as though the houses were built because of you, and you receive it. Again, after the previous government received it, you're going out to receive keys. And that was the show. It was just a show, a big show. But everyone in St. David's know that the houses were built as a gift from the People's Republic of China, negotiated by the new National Party. That cannot hide. You see, you may do things and think that you're making people. You could fool people with that. Everyone knows that. It's there when you're driving, you're seeing all them the beautiful housing unit up there, and it's there, and you in government, you decide how you're going to handle it. But to make it look as though, well, NMP didn't do anything in St. David's. You're watching the houses there, you got need over, but NMP didn't do nothing. You're looking at going under the lights and have meeting, but still. We didn't do anything in St. David's, and that sort of rhetoric is not making sense. You give credit and you move on. You say, well, yes, the government was there, they got the houses, and we are pleased that they do that, because, Sheldon, one thing you have to remember, government is a continuum, and you have a cricket stadium. You have athletic stadium of high world class that are going to host the character games. You do not need to go and seek funding for these things again, because it's there already. Mm-hmm. You don't need to build one. So you could use funding now to improve the other areas in Grenada. You should be happy. The more things you meet in Grenada already completed, you should be happy, because you don't have to seek 40 million US to build a cricket stadium again. It's there, and you don't have to seek funding for athletic stadium. And you don't have to seek funding to build a cruise ship terminal and a mall right there because you have it there already. So you seeking funding now to do other developmental project, and that is the benefit of you meeting all these things there. You don't have to build a next fire station in St. David's, you know. It's one you need. You don't have to build a next one. So that gives you the opportunity to look at other areas, other projects, and that is what we are looking to see, you know. In St. David's is saying, well, let us see now what are the new projects they will come up with. Because we light up last suggest already. Let us see what are the new projects that they will come up with. That is, we want to see you come up with projects. We want to see Grenada develop and transform. So we are all looking forward to that. So far, we have not seen any new projects. And you might, if for those who listening and think, well, I'm biased because I am NNP, no, don't ask NDC people, ask the NDC, ask them to pinpoint in almost 2 years, because we are at the end of March, so shortly it'll be 2 years since the election. Ask them to pinpoint the new projects that took place in St. David's, because that we're discussing St. David's tonight. Mm-hmm. They could ask the other MPs, but for tonight it's St. David's night. And I'm saying that I have not seen any new projects undertaken by this government in the almost 2 years that they are there. And I would like to see that for St. David's. And I will not go and lead any protest against development that will bring benefit to the people of St. David's. So let us see you come with your new projects. So we move now. So Friday was the houses, and then Saturday come the opening now of. We have a lot to discuss with the Six Senses Hotel.
Yes.
Saturday, next day, you know, Six Senses,
yeah,
and of course before you ask me the question,
David,
no, I don't want you at them ask me the question. Let me tell you up front that I did not get an invitation.
Okay.
Right, so the invitation is for the parliamentary representative, and I am not the parliamentary representative. So the current parliamentary representative. But the minute striking enough, the Minister of Tourism was absent. The Minister of Tourism was not there, you know. In a big opening of this Six Senses. But I need to go back and give you a little history to it. But you know what somebody told me? When I said, but how come the Minister of Tourism was not? They tell me out of state.
He was in state.
I say, well,
he was in Carriacou. He was in Carriacou.
No, well, I heard you said last night that he was in Carriacou. But the person told me he was out of state. And when I heard you said Carriacou, I said, well, Carriacou is not out of state. That's part of the state. But I was told that the reason he did not attend, because similarly with the housing, the Minister of Housing was not present in Corinth, but it was the acting minister, so all right, and she was out of state. So it seems that anytime a minister is not present, the excuse is they are out of state. But you say he was in Carriacou, so that's not out of state.
The Maroon Festival, he was at the opening, which is sort of funny because he has assistants within that ministry. He has a person whose special responsibility is culture, who could have easily handled Carriacou, and he handled what was taking place in St. David, but he had reasons.
Well, yes, he chose not to come, and I'm not questioning that. If he chooses to go to Carriacou and not come to the Six Senses, he wouldn't be a candidate in the next election. So you think, well, I don't have to be there. People don't have to see me there. So, and whatever reason, he chose not to attend it. But there's a little history to Six Senses. Now, these developers range, they built a hotel in St. Kitts. They built one in Dominica. And they were looking to St. Lucia or Grenada to build the next one. And they found out, they looked at Grenada's CBI program, because these hotels I mentioned, they were all built through CBI. The St. Kitts Hotel I mentioned, the Dominica Hotel, CBI, through CBI. The Grenada Six Senses. So they approached Grenada government to build this Six Senses hotel. I mean, Six Senses is a world-class hotel, you know, renowned for its SPAs and wellness center and all these things. And they were looking at the South, which is the traditional thing. Developers love the South. And Peter David introduced me to them and said, listen, St. David's have some nice places. So Peter said, why take them up in St. David's, let them look and show them all them nice places St. David's have. And we drove around St. David's, and they came up to Lassages and other places I showed them where they were impressed with Lassages. And I said to them, the lands here where they identified for the Six Senses, say that's private lands, you know. The government doesn't own these lands. They say, well, let us know who the owner is or owners are, if there are more than one, and we will talk to them because we want to put the Six Senses here. So they spoke to the owner and they reached an agreement. They reached an agreement to buy 35 acres of land. So it's 35 acres of land they have there. You know. So when
let's repeat, from a private owner, not from the government.
Yeah, right. No, not from a private owner, right? A private owner. They bought the lands from the private owner, but they do not need 35 acres of land for this facility. But that is what they were offered for sale, and so they purchased everything. So when you hear all this noise about they're destroying the mangrove and they're destroying, listen, they have 35 acres. They could move, right, the project to any part of the 35 acres. And so they developed it, and noise started, because every time a project is coming on stream, your environmentalist emerges. I never knew Grenada had so many environmentalists. Everybody coming forward now about the environment, and they're so very concerned about the environment and protecting. And there was something which they referred to as a salt pond, that the salt pond will be destroyed, and all claims the mangrove. The developers had a meeting with the residents to assure them that they will protect the environment. And they said, look at our records in St. Kitts and Dominica, where we always protect the environment. And the beach, access to the beach will be developed, instead of you accusing us of preventing people from going to the beach. That they said we will develop access to the beach, put nice facilities there, toilet facilities and benches, and cover it in a nice area where people could, because they want people to come and use it, the facilities, come there and relax and enjoy it. And so they had to show. And then you had a demonstration. Well, you played back some of the interesting clips.
Yeah.
I didn't even first time I've seen these clips, you know. And that is why I don't miss your program, you know. Because some of these things you play for first time, I've seen them. When I see the acting, I don't like the acting leader of the NDC. If I was in this position, I would do the same thing. I would go to Carriacou. No, I couldn't come and face these things after so much thing was said, including the fact that all we do is selling our passport. I mean, your party has taken a decision that this is a very good investment program and that they will continue with it. And in fact, they try to maximize it because they with the war in Ukraine and so many Russians on a next passport, they made a windfall $456 million last year from CBI.
Mm-hmm.
You see, the same person is now the Minister of Tourism, you know. And I love the clips that you play. And I think that's why you have so many followings. You know, I follow you on YouTube. And I will look at the numbers. You know, you're never under 1,000 now in YouTube. I don't know how you're doing on the other platforms. Because YouTube I look at every night. Mm-hmm. I go on YouTube to follow you live. And listen to all the clips. And other people have said that to me too. That they like when you play the clips. Although our good friend Kami is my good friend, you know. Yeah, our good friend Kami.
She can't stand the face. She can't watch the face. The face she can't.
She don't want to see them. She don't want to see them. No. I had to talk to Kami when I go to town. I'll have a chat with her and say, Kami, we need to hear what these people were saying. So Sheldon is doing, and then somebody call you and tell you must put up a dog. You see? No, seriously, I love the clips. I don't know how you manage, and it's so appropriate, you know, to get these clips.
No, we have a lot more coming. We have a lot more coming. We have a lot more coming.
Yeah. You see, with the clip now, they cannot say you or I that saying that I'm lying, you know. You play the clip, everybody seeing them, them saying it. So that is the power of these clips that you play. If I come on your program and I say certain things, they will say, no, they never say that. No, I'm misleading and all sort of things. So the power, I tell you, this clip you're playing has the power. So going back to the hotel. So when they came up to Las Vegas, like this spot, bought the land from a private developer, made a commitment. They got a local Grenadian to do the environmental study. Did you know that?
I think I know who the person is as well. I could remember.
Right.
So I know who the person is.
Right. I don't want to call the name on the program, but because I called the name once on the program and they said, well, I should just say environmentalist. Mm-hmm. But say a local environmentalist did a very good study.
Well qualified. We must put in the word there.
Exactly. Well qualified. Yes. Well qualified that is doing work for the World Bank and all these big organizations and so on. Mm-hmm. And I happened to see the report too, because I remember I was a minister in the government at the time. So when they were saying no impact assessment was done, and they go on to say they're not accepting it. All these things were done and in place. So where are we now? So over 650 workers passed through the walk-in building at the construction phase. And they had promised to train Grenadians to take up the jobs. Because, you know, certain positions, most investors like to bring in the people. But they had promised that they will train. And I hope that this government and the Minister of Tourism, he shouldn't be afraid to approach them.
But
all you have to do tell them, well...
The clip says he's saying those kind of jobs are not the kind of jobs that make sense because something like COVID and they're gone. So I don't know if he go focus on training, but anyway.
No, I suppose he might say, well, man, that when you're in opposition, you're saying that. And, you know, so, but no, the training part is serious. I would like to see the train Grenadians to take up the jobs, because this hotel is of high quality, high standard, and is known worldwide. And it's the only Six Senses in the Caribbean. Yeah, you have them in Asia and other places. And so St. David's, to get that 5-star hotel right in La Sagesse there. When I said that in my campaign, the NDC doubted him. They said, "Where hotel what? Which hotel go come in St. David's?" And then even one of the supporters asked me, "Where will I put the hotel? Which place in St. David's you put hotel?" Imagine that, you know. And today, you know, the same guy that asked me about where we're going to put hotel if there is place and if it can thing, and I will never see that. So, you know, he walking there, Sheldon.
But I see certain people knocking glass down there on Saturday, so I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised that he could be working there when I see some of the people knocking glass down there Saturday.
Yes, he's working there. And so the benefit, the spin-off you have by this hotel locating in St. David's, the jobs you're going to create, the economic activities. They're already contracting farmers to supply the hotel. The tourists, when they come there, will be show the community looking for local produce. Yes, and doing tours and visiting the site. It's just tremendous. It will transform the whole area. And you know, the first thing the developer said to me when we drove from Grenada to La Sagesse, they said, "But that's not a far drive." He said, it took us less than half an hour to reach here. And it's the first time I thought somebody expressed it that way. And I heard that said by a tourist. He said, "Well, from the airport to St. David's is not a far drive. And if I and they think and the road is good and the drive come up to St. David's." So St. David's is ideally located for tourism development and other forms of development. And that is why I said in the beginning I would like to see some other big project take place in St. David's. Let NDC get it done and boast about it. Right? You have 2 hotels. So we had promised 1, we're getting 2. Intercontinental. Big name hotel, high standard again. Right in little La Sagesse there. You're getting 2 big internationally known hotel that will transform not only St. David's, but will transform Grenada because of the amount of permanent jobs that it will create, and lasting jobs, and the opportunity for other investors to come to St. David. Because, listen, investors, once they see a successful project in an area, will come and look at, see what else this area has to offer, you know, and look to put their business there where they can benefit. So already when I came in 2013, there was no ATM machine in St. David's. You know? So we did not have the bank since after Ivan and the bank destroyed. We had no bank. So I had approached some financial institutions to put in just an ATM machine there. Now we have 2 ATM machines in St. David's. You know? One, opposite police station, as you know, and the next one in the Wester Hall gas station. And next bank was looking to put one right in La Sagesse. Yeah, in the gap before you go into La Sagesse there. They were examining areas around there to put a next one. And it's my understanding that a fast food company wants to come there too, around La Sagesse area.
Because you have increased employment in the area. Because I remember during the construction phase, because your office was positioned in just the right area to see all the staff and the trucks and everything going in and coming out from the construction site, and you were speaking roughly 1,000 people at peak when the hotel was being constructed there. And different people were looking at that and saying, well, here's an opportunity. I could service even after this section has finished. And you have the permanent employees there. They're going to need different things when they're coming out and going into the hotel and so that I can provide. So other people are looking at different areas that they could provide services. So
yes, and you had people doing that. You had people doing that in the little shop right near to the parliamentary office there. This lady used to get orders on a Friday for 100 or long. She would complain. Look at these people, because you had people from Trinidad and Jamaica and other places walking up there. During the construction phase, you had engineers from almost every part of the world up there, walking, right? And renting apartments in St. David's. I remember the developers used to always ask me about, do you know of any houses, any apartments? They have this manager coming, they have this engineer coming. You see the spin-off effect? Or renting out apartments, and they will still need that when they have certain staff coming in. Okay, usually they would put up the staff in the hotel itself. So the multiplier effect of having such a large project, a hotel in St. David's, is something that people will always remember. That yes, 2 hotels came to St. David's and it has transformed the area. So that is something I'm very proud of, and it's there for everyone to see. Everyone will benefit from it, and I'm pleased that you were able to get them to come to St. David's.
One of the things that I know that was mentioned before, you mentioned the agriculture and that they've been contacting some of the farmers in St. David, and I could boast about St. David. If you want real good produce, check St. David. I ain't saying it doesn't get good other places, but saying if you want some serious yam, check St. David. But outside of that, the fishermen, because there are several areas where you have fisher folk operating in St. David, and they will also get a little blight from the hotel for the fresh fish coming directly in to the hotel as well. So this is another area.
Well, no, that's the spin-off effect I'm talking about. Farmers, fishermen, taxi drivers, tour operators, all the bars and so on around there, all the benefit from it. This is something that
the major one I would like to look at is the fact that we know there's presently a situation where you have people in St. David who are working, and we're not speaking 1 or 2 here, we're speaking literally hundreds, who are working in the hotel belt, down in the south of the island. And on an evening time, some of them who are going a little further than the police station, they might get the transport to drop them at the police station. Some of them are left at Red Gate. Some of them in Calavini and have to try to make their way up home. I spoke to one young lady the other day, and she was saying that she had to walk up to La Sagesse from Westerhall Point. She had to walk up to La Sagesse. And knowing that these facilities are now there in St. David is going to provide an opportunity for all of these people right there in St. David.
Of course. So instead of you having to go to St. George's in the south and walk, you have it right there. But you should talk about the reverse. People from St. George's will be coming up.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh,
we're not seeing you. And from you disappear from us. We're not seeing you on camera.
Okay, yes, that's right. I just wanted to do something.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, what about the movement of the people from the other parishes?
Yes, they had to come across.
Because during the construction phase, when we saw all the hundreds of people from St. Andrews coming down
Yes.
to
Yes.
work? Right. Well, they will be coming down to work in the hotel. So not only that our people will not be going to South to look for the jobs, they will stay in St. David's, but also you will have people coming out from the other parishes and coming to St. David's to work at the hotel. So in terms of job creation, not only St. David's will benefit, the other parishes will also benefit. Of course, if they come from Sister Clarice's constituency in St. Mark's, they may have to consider renting in St. David's.
We have space, man. We have
But-
space. We have space. They
And
could talk to
and I
us.
said, I know, you see, I mentioned Sister Clarice because I know she's listening. Because you see, it seems to be she don't miss your program. She like me, I don't miss your program, and it seems that she don't miss either. So that's why I particularly call her out. You know, so job creation, because they would need people with specialized skills, and if he could be found in other parts of Grenada, then it could be they will be able to get jobs at this hotel. So yes, it is something that we are looking forward to very much, and it is here, and people are benefiting. And as I said in the beginning, the new national party is about people, and all our action is designed to assist people and how we could deal with people, and that's why we focus on these things that are helping people.
Yeah. I still say honorable. So, Honorable Oliver Joseph, we saw a budget late last year. We saw independence celebration, etc. Your view as a person who has been directly involved in economics and so, your view on the present economic situation in Grenada. Where is Grenada at this point in time? Where do we need to be? And also, what measures do you see that has been done by the government or need to be done to address some of the concerns, especially for the vulnerable amongst us?
First thing first, you need to create employment. That's number one. In any economy, especially in small economies like ours, you need to create jobs. A lot of the programs that were created under the new national party were to train people to get jobs or to go and create their own business. For example, in the Empower program, I saw when they were handing out the equipment, I was present, when Minister Kit Lewis was handing out brand new equipment for these young men to go and start business on their own.
Weed eater, chainsaw, computers.
Yeah, all different areas. A program like that, you need to continue because the government cannot provide all the jobs. So you need to train people. And that was the correct approach. Train them first. Train people. Then provide them with the equipment so they can go out and do business and they start their own business. So what this government needs to do is to continue, or they like to change the name, so they would call it a next name. But the main thing is to create jobs. If you need to bring down unemployment. It's too high. Because when people are working and they have disposable income, they will spend. And the more they spend, the more taxes the government collect. Because VAT is a transaction tax. So if you have more and more people spending in the economy, then the government collect more taxes, and by collecting more taxes, the government can provide more facilities, more services, and jobs for other people. So that must be the target, but I'm not seeing that happening. I'm not seeing the government targeting employment, and that is where the focus must be. In fact, what has happened recently, I have had a number of reports since the introduction of the minimum wage. Now, minimum wage is not a bad thing, but you have to study the economy in which you operate. So it's not that NNP is against minimum wage. I said that on a To the Point program on GBS, so we made that position clear. What we're saying is that you need to, each sector have different factors that will affect it. So it has been brought to my attention that some sectors had to lay off workers in order to meet the requirement of law by paying the minimum wage. So you had, say, the daycare center, for example, as one example that was given to me of somebody's home that I knew personally, and other cases. I don't want to call the name of the institution. I have the name of the 5 institutions, different institutions, that had to send home workers. Now, the person that they sent them told me they were getting $900 a month, and the other lady was getting $800. So they said, well, if we have to bring both of you to $1,200, we will not be able to keep the same level of staffing because we cannot increase the fees of the students that come in this preschool or in the daycare center. We cannot tell the people from January they will have to pay more. So we'll have to reduce our staffing in the meantime. And if business improves, we get more and more students, and maybe by September we might be able to ask for an increase. But if you don't want, you to introduce a policy that will lead to unemployment. Mm-hmm. And I'm saying in some instances it has led to that. Now, there is one thing I need to clear up about the minimum wage, which every time I hear the government speak, they're making it look as though NNP did not do anything about the minimum wage. That is not correct. You can intervene in the market in different ways. So, for example, you could leave it up to the market to determine the wage. So, if you look at the 2011 legislation, the minimum wage that was set there, when you look at it 2020, that is not the minimum wage that was paid in 2020 or 21. The market has determined, set the level of the wage, so that a bus conductor that you had at $30 that you would see in the legislation, they were getting $60. And that happened in a few areas where the market determines. So when you set minimum wage, is a way of government intervening in the market, because what some economists will regard as market failure, the failure of the market to regulate it to a satisfactory level. So you could have what they call market failure, and therefore they think the government must intervene in the market. Well, people follow different economic models because there are so many. It depends on your philosophy and your outlook in life. You will determine what model is best suited for your country, because one size does not fit all when it comes to economic model. You will decide. So the government intervene and set the wage, and it is causing some setback and stifling growth in some areas because people are not taking on additional staff. So in areas where you had no layoff at all, you are not seeing staff increasing as a result of that. So that I wanted to make clear, because it is not correct to say that the minimum wage never changed from 2011 and throughout the NNP period. The persons who saying that, they just have to look at what it was the last time it was revised to what it was in 2020 up to 2022, because this new minimum wage came in 24, up to 23 then, to see what the difference is. So you asked me the question about the economy. I'm saying, unless you have the employment situation and businesses, you need to create more opportunities for businesses. We need to see businesses more. If you take a decision to remove businesses on the side of the road, as you say, call them roadside business, without providing an option or an alternative for people, then all you're doing is creating more unemployment. Because these are independent service providers. They do not depend on government for anything. They are proud to be operating their business and making enough money to support their family and send their children to school and live a decent standard of living. If you think that there is need to make changes, and of course there may be, but take for example the port highway, the people that are there running successful businesses, you had promised to put up a 2-story building and move them. Well, that's fine. I support that. Put up the building first.
Mm-hmm.
Put up the store building first. Don't move them first. So where are you moving them to go? And what is the urgency really? I don't know. You probably Sheldon understand the urgency, but I don't understand the urgency of it.
Well, they said car park, car park they want to put there. They want to move them to put a car park. So.
Well, yeah, but why you need them to move now? No, what I'm saying is right now. The car park you could build, build your car park, but you could put up a 2-story building in a few months, and then when you put up the 2-story building and you allocate space, yes, then move them for a car park. But in the absence of that, in the absence of an alternative for people to go, you are sending them home. You are sending them to the home, and therefore you are not creating economic activities. That these people are involved in economic activities, but they are going home. Mm-hmm. And therefore the policies of the government, in order to stimulate economic growth, we are not seeing what is done in order to stimulate growth in the economy. And that is why the economy is so sluggish. And we need to see greater. We only get a boost in the economy around Carnival time, Mm-hmm. Well, you have the Carriacou coming, Carriacou Games, which is a weekend. And then Carnival, you'll have people coming, but that's a seasonal thing. You need to have a more lasting solution, something more permanent throughout the year, that people are working so that you can get stimulate growth in the economy and see economic growth taking place.
Well, let me ask as well, because we also have the situation with all of the young people who have left school in 2022, 2023, and about to leave in 2024, and there's no program similar to the Imani to absorb large chunks of these young people so that they can get the training that they need to have a permanent job. There's nothing. These young people are just leaving, and if they get something, they get it.
Yes, that is a next problem over the years that all governments have to deal with. People, secondary school graduates, unless you have a program for them to train, and again, you come back to training, train them in the various fields so that they can start their own business, then you are not helping them, and thus you may see a lot of migration taking place. If you want them to stay here and you have to give them the opportunity. And the new National Party had a lot of programs for young people. I mean, I was very impressed, and when I hear Sister Kate and Sister Emily, two people who are very passionate about this youth thing, I'm very impressed. And And maybe I said and I see you have to suggest to you that you bring on Sister Kate a little more often.
Yeah. Sister Kate, we know you're listening, and if you're not listening, I know that your husband is listening. So here now, next week Tuesday is you, eh? All right.
Yes, bring on Sister Kate. Let she deal with all the problems that you're facing now and the inaction of the government with respect to the young people, because a lot of what is happening in Grenada, if you have people home and have nothing to do, and they're young and energetic and wanting to do, and you don't provide them the opportunity, then they use it other places. Yeah, also the deviant behavior you will find. And therefore, you must pay attention to this area. You don't want to wait until they start committing all kind of crime and talking about, you have to deal with the root cause even. I was listening in Parliament today about this go amnesty, and I said, watch, they are not dealing with the root cause of the problem,
Mm-hmm.
That's not the root cause you have to deal with. And unless you deal with it, you're not solving anything. Well, I wish the government all the best, because I love to live in Grenada in peace and quiet. I love Grenada for that. I want it to maintain it that way. And if the amnesty works, and you bring in, you could collect 100 guns out from the people to bring in, that's very good. That's excellent. Mm-hmm. But you must get to the root of the problem. And one of the root causes is the lack of opportunities for young people. You must deal with that, create that environment. See, when you have a basketball court in an area and you see the young men playing basketball, and they are not sitting down on the block, and when you light up playing field and they're there in the night, activities like that, to get them occupied, or you have some skills training. And I want to give the Minister of Youth, the Empower program is the one I'm most impressed with, Maybe that's the one that is least known, Mm-hmm. But that's the one I personally, because these are guys that we took off from the street, when the Empower program, and brought them there. And every time I got a request from the ministry to go and talk to the guys in Westerwell that is St. David's Court. I love that opportunity. And because engaging them and starting out by telling them a life story, and nothing could stop them, and giving them encouragement. And they had some good facilitators. And these guys are very interested and keen. That's my favorite program, Empower. They could change the name and call it what they want, but do the same thing. Take them from the street, because name change, then say nothing, then really mean nothing. You must have a program that has clear objectives of what it is that you want to get out of the program. And this Empower program is one such program that has really helped these young men and give them an opportunity to make it in life. And I would like to see this, but Sister Kate might elaborate more on this Empower program, and they had Fly, and I can't remember the name. There are so many programs.
Project Fly, Empower. You have the Youth Biz. All of these programs, each get
and all of these programs. And all you're doing, giving them you give them a stipend, and they're there and keeping them involved. So all that is tied in to the economic situation in the country. All that is tied in, the opportunities for young people. But I think the current Minister of Youth, I'm sure he could engage Kate. Are you sure she will be willing to give him some ideas and talk to him?
After his performance in the Ministry of Health, I do hope that he engages for some help when it comes to the Ministry of Youth, because what I've heard from his mouth so far proves to me he understands nothing about youth development. What I've heard so far. So I hope and pray that he asks for help. I know Sister Kate, Sister Emlyn would be willing to help. So I hope he asks for the help. Really.
And they have similar belief too. So he might listen to her. In the Christian, they share similar religious views.
Yeah.
And so that's a good starting point.
Yes.
That's a good way to start with that. But sometimes you find if you're in government, you do not want to. You want to bring in your own to help you, to advise you. Whereas the people with the experience, you benefit more from them with the people with experience. So that is it on the economy.
One more question, economic wise though, because one of the things that I recognized in the last budget, and also from a forum that was held in last year, was that a significant focus is on CBI revenues for the year 2024. And a significant chunk of those CBI revenues are from people from Russia, sanctioned countries, who apparently, and I'm saying here apparently because I don't want to give the impression that it is a fact that they did, but apparently registered into Grenada's program before the deadline that was given. And that those people were not yet processed, because there are people still being processed from Russia for Grenada's CBI program. I think they projected somewhere a little over 300 million for the year 2024, most of which is based on that, as they call it, the Russian pipeline. With that in mind, how do you see the economy looking going into 2025? Because that pipeline will close, huh? How do you see the economy looking going into 2025?
Right. So the CBI program is a program they met from us and the New National Party. Our CBI program was ranked as the gold standard of program. I heard it's talking about they have how much due diligence. Well, the reason ours was ranked as the gold standard is because of the due diligence that we have. Now, they happen to be running the program at the time when you had the war in Ukraine and Russians wanted a new passport. I am not aware that they are still processing Russia. Well, of course, you will have more information than me.
I am very aware that they are still processing Russians. I can give them the names.
Right. So, yeah. No, I'm not saying you're right or wrong. I'm saying that I don't have that information. What I'll say to you about the CBI is that from next year you will see a drastic decline, and therefore the reliance on CBI revenues to meet recurrent expenditure is one that the government must guard against carefully. If you're using the CBI program for capital projects, and there is a shortfall and you promise to build a road in Apwetut, and you didn't get the money and you don't build a road in Apwetut, that's different from if you depending on it to meet your monthly wage bill. Because when the month ends, as you know, the NDC lost 15 seats because of that, Well, that was one of the reasons.
Mm-hmm.
The month ends and people have mortgage to pay and have to support their family, and you can't get wages and salaries. So, my caution, my fear is that with the decline which you're going to experience, which you will experience from next year, from 2025. So I'm waiting to see the projection in the new budget in the 2020 for next year, for 2025.
Mm-hmm.
Because by that time you have no more Russians in the pipeline, cannot accept no more from Belarus and so on. The Chinese market and the African market will be crowded out because, well, everybody else will be going at these markets.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm saying that there's a danger of relying too much on CBI to meet the recurrent expenditure. Instead, you should have they have it mainly for projects than to meet your recurrent expenditure.
Okay, wonderful. Mr. Oliver Joseph, we are nearly out of time, believe it or not. We've been speaking for nearly an hour and a half now. I want to give you the opportunity to make your closing statements to the people of Grenada, Carriacou, Petit Martinique, in specific St. David, and of course the listeners overseas who are listening to this program. And believe me, they're listening all over overseas. Up to today, I meet one on the bus again. They're all overseas. Any final statements for tonight?
Yes. First of all, let me thank you for the opportunity to be on your program. I follow you, I say, almost every night. The people have some other engagement. So to all the people listening, because I look at your numbers and I realize you have a big following. For all the people listening, we have to build Grenada, and we must get rid of these party colors. I find it's too deep. I've never witnessed it. You had NDC twice before, forming government. It is the first time I've seen it so entrenched. Well, if you're not supporting yellow, then you're doomed. It's difficult for you to get anything. No, that must change you. Your government for all. For all. You must take decisions that is in the interest of Grenada. Because all of us want to see a better Grenada. We want to see Grenada improve and develop. And therefore, my appeal to the government is that your policy decision must reflect your concern for all citizens. You are not there as a government for your party. You are there for the citizens of Grenada. And that must be your guiding principle. So I would like to see your action reflect that. As for the constituency of St. David's, well, we happen to have the Prime Minister as the parliamentary representative. And therefore, people in St. David's hopes are very high that you have the Prime Minister. So we see a lot of things taking place. And the complaint going all around St. David's now is that we are not seeing him and we are not seeing the projects coming. So we are waiting in St. David to see the projects that will happen in 2025.
Well, I just got a message, and let me just give you the message that I've gotten there from a good friend of ours. Trinidad today launched the Empower program. Trinidad today have launched the Empower program that existed here in Grenada. Trinidad has now launched the Empower they take down to the name. They take down to the name that we had and all, and they have now launched the Empower program today.
Well, yes, they studied Grenada program, That's what they did. And but there's nothing wrong with that. That's a good thing.
Yes. It proves that we lead the way.
Yes. So why we don't? So, well, no, you can ask the government that. But as I tell you, that was the program I was most impressed with, The Empower program, when I see what it did for these young men, that was on the blog. That's the greatest program. Whoever conceptualized that program, I want to give full credit to them, because I tell you, it's a great program, and I would like to see the government continue with it.
Of course.
That is what I would like to see. And I think your program, they are listening, Sheldon.
Of course, we know it. That's why they go to try and do what they do Friday in Corinth.
Yeah, they're listening, and they do take action. When a lot of things you might not take credit for it, right? But a lot of things that you discuss on this program and the suggestion that you make, right? They listen to it and they work on it. and that's a good thing. You know.
So some people tell me
So-
stop make suggestions.
Yes, no, I've heard that too. People tell me that when I go on the program.
All right, Honorable
No,
Mr.
people they tell me stop giving them ideas. No, because I want to see Grenada. I want to see Grenada develop, and I want to see betterment for Grenada. Yeah, that is what I'm about.
Indeed.
So you actually kept me here for an hour and a half. I didn't think that you didn't tell me it was an hour and a half, and I didn't think I was going to be on a program to talk straight for an hour and a half.
And
I
we
thought
gotta-
you were going to take some calls, you know.
No,
I like you listening first, you know.
we're gonna make sure we're gonna have you back pretty soon, and we're going to make sure that we have calls. But you know, when it's 9:59, you know what had happened with me? I have to run. So, Mr. Oliver Joseph, we'd like to thank you so very much for being there for us. We know we could always call on you, and we'd like to thank you so very much for all the work. Number one, all the work that you've done in St. David. And secondly, for always being there for talking points. We could always call on you, and we'd like to thank you for that.
Yeah, no problem. Anytime you could call on me. But I want you to make me a promise that you'll bring on Sister Kate next Tuesday.
Sister Kate, get the message already. I already get message. Sister Kate, get the message already. So she know where she had to be next week, Tuesday. Thank you so very much, sir. You enjoy the rest of your night tonight.
Yeah, thank you.
Right,
Thank you very much. Okay.
Yes, folks, we were speaking there with Mr. Oliver Joseph, the former parliamentary representative. But it seemed like he's still the parliamentary representative for St. David, because everything going on there is still the things that Brother Oliver and the new National Party team brought to St. David. So we'd like to once again thank him for being here with us tonight, being on the program. We tested out new technology tonight, man. Yeah, we tested out new thing tonight. So we'd like to thank him for being here, having been on with us tonight. And indeed, we look forward to speaking with him very soon again. All right, folks, so that's all the time we have for Talking Points tonight. Remember, tomorrow night, that's our midweek meditation. Remember, we're going to be playing clips. We're going to be talking about things. We're going to be reminding people about stuff. Tomorrow night, it is Wednesday night, so we will be discussing various issues and playing some clips. We're going to speak about some of what took place in Parliament today. Yeah, because we didn't go into what took place in Parliament today. Mr. Joseph mentioned it in passing, one of the issues there. But we're going to go a little in depth into some of the stuff that took place in Parliament today. We know not everybody would be able to sit there for several hours and listen to the entire Parliament session. So we're going to try to condense as much as possible what took place in Parliament today, because you need to know and need to understand the implications of what is taking place in Parliament when it takes place. So we're going to do that with you tomorrow. All right, folks. So my name is Sheldon Scott. I am out of here. In whatever you say and do it safe and secure. Want to be speaking to and with you and not about you. Love each and every one of you.
But God say he's my partner, and he promised to help me ride the Kaiso. But he never showed up. I ain't worrying. I know why. It's defined as a special occasion where special people make big money donation. But me as a commoner, I was never invited in one. They were all held by a special host, a little MAGA man, he loved to boast, known as the first Jesus in Grenada. So this country bound to prosper. But the first thing common about them gala, they were never about Grenada, was about the PM, his popularity and his party. So you could guess who made all the money. You want plain more than a hostess, fooled us to believe you are doing the nation's business. I evaluated your loyalty, you always put your party before the country. All about in Canada, in England and America, healthcare is in shambles and in great danger. Sitting prime ministers like sand on the seashore. He gone in another galadong so.